This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, freaks? Sorry for my that thumbnail that I had when I did the live stream of the poker. I looked like a mongrel or something. I mean, I was just like, I don't know. The fisheye lens made the top of my head look small, and I mean, the whole thing was crazy. But anyways, we're way behind this month now because of my vacation. That's what the problem always is when I take my vacation. So if you guys would like to help out the channel tonight to try to help get caught up to where we were, it's also a short month, that'd be great. With the super chats, PayPal, whatever the hell it is that you feel more comfortable with, that would be awesome. But right now we're like, you know, last month I gave 7,000 from the income, but you know, it's not going to be anywhere near that now. I can tell you that. Hey, cool. Unless we get a miracle coming up the rest of the month. Alright, hey, thank you very much, Scouting Dude. And LMM at the beginning there, thank you. Yeah, yeah, I tried to do those the old shows. I think that was really interesting shows, but it doesn't work the same. So, then people don't really want to, I don't know what it is, it doesn't inspire people as much. So thank you, Scouting Dude. Pink Panda. The golf round that I played, it was 8 in the morning, which is way too early for me. I never get up at that time.
Chewbacca?
Yeah, it was just the electric cart that I bought worked pretty well. It was like a push cart, but it's electric, so it was kind of neat. But I don't know. It was just so hilly, and if you don't walk all the time, those hills just kill you. Your shins and everything are screwed up the next day. And so, hey, thanks Vicky H and Candalee Woodward Stone. Yeah, it feels weird not doing shows, you know. Like even when I'm there, I keep thinking I gotta go do something. And thank you very much, Maxine Van Dyke.
Chewbacca?
Chewbacca, if you want me to be.
To help get caught up.
Yeah, we're gonna probably, I don't know, hundreds of dollars behind where we'd normally be if I kept doing shows. That's why it's like like when I do the show, it's when I do a vacation, it's an opportunity cost, because it means that I'm not going to be doing shows for 2 days. So the price of doing the show is actually not doing the shows, or going on vacation, I mean. The price of going on vacation is the cost of the vacation and the 2 days not doing the show. You see? So it turns out, that's why I was hoping to, beforehand, to, you know, build it up, and then I could go and feel good, but I was kind of freaking, you know, it's not, you know, we do what we do over here. That's why we're at $133,750 to charity since January 2020. No, it's not true, LM. When people go on live, they have a vacation, and they get paid to be on the vacation, right, LM? So your comment didn't make any sense yet again. Right, yeah, exactly. That's what the difference is. Hey, wow, Kim Berger. The name from the past. I mean, you're around a lot, but I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, but that's your choice, LM. I'm not talking about that. Never mind. Your comment back made no sense, as usual. Because yes, on my vacation, I spent money because that's what I want to do. But it's also, but when you're on vacation at a job, while you're on the job, they still pay your salaries, right? And unless you have an hourly job, and then you won't. So that's what this is. I just do the shows, and that's the difference. So there's a big difference between what you just said, but you won't be able to understand that when I explained it to you. Hey, thank you very much, Kohberger. Right, well, that's what I do, Maria. That's what I'm saying, when I own the business, right? Yeah, there's always examples out there, Maria. Yeah, I just went through and told you a few of them. Yeah, well, good for you, LM. Yeah, that's what I just said. That's what this is. This is my own business here, right? All right. God, is there any chance to just start a show without LM just like derailing everything and just let it go, you know? It's just, whew, wow. Let's see. It's unreal. Let's see. Yeah, well, that's what you are, LM. Every single time you come in here. Yeah. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, I'm just explaining to you how it works here because, like I said, every single night we raise funds on the channel for help support the channel, and I donate over 50% of the net revenue to charities. So that's what I'm saying. You know, it affects everything. She probably blocked you, salty fishing girl. She blocks a lot of people. You probably said something she didn't like and just blocked you instead of having a rational conversation. Or you could have blocked her. You don't really know. Yeah, but nobody asked you, Lori, if you can see her or not. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, yes. I guess you could make the argument that that is, you know, how people live, right? Are you okay? What's the wow Gabrielle is dreaming? I don't get it. The golfing, I don't know. I just struggled. I don't know what it was. Didn't play very well. But I did use your, that coin that you gave me. The other one's still sitting here, the one I have to give away. But I used your coin, the other metal or whatever it was, a coin, I guess, as the marker, the ball marker. And thank you very much, Scald Dude. And
how was the golfing?
Danielle White, thank you very much. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, basically that is how it works. If you have a salary job, you can go on your vacation because they're paid. If you're self-employed, you don't get that. And yes, that's part of life, I guess, right? I mean, yeah. Yeah, you like the one with the? You like the one where Chloe's hugging Blue? I like that one. Okay, so anyways, here we go. By the way, who said the wow up above? They never responded again.
Thank you for supporting charities and all the support you have given to me this year. _ basic generous.
Well, thank you, Cold Truth. Yeah, I hope you're, you know, I don't know if you've been back yet, but you said you took a break for a while there for doing house stuff. Other stuff, I guess. All right, anyway, let me get to, I'm going to do the Bryan Kohberger information first. But let me go up. I gotta go up and block the WoW person up there. Yeah, hold on. Alright, there we go.
You left us with 2 great videos. Sad that case is still unsolved.
Yeah, it's crazy, that one, right? You know, and then people were commenting in the comments, you know, conspiracy stuff, like they know exactly what was said. And then when I found the reference they were talking about, it was some YouTuber, almost like it was basically spirit boxing. I mean, it was unbelievable. Like, oh yeah, I hear what it's saying. It's saying, oh yeah, you know, it was just ridiculous. Okay, so, and then the same person was doing that crazy image manipulation crap where you zoom in, add a bunch of filters on it, reverse things, and people think you're just this sleuthy as hell image analysis person, and it's just, God, it gets so old after a while. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah. Don't know what that means. Yeah, it's hard to set up I might be able to set it up now because we got a new bed for the dog, so maybe I can just put it in there. Like put the camera in their bed over there and put a little light or something in there and you can check them out.
Chewbacca?
Oh, I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
Well, no, LM. I always thank you every time you support the channel, but what I don't like is when you come in and you always have a contradictory statement like what I said was dumb to you. But it never is dumb. It's just dumb to you. You know, just let me say what I want to say when I'm talking about my life and how things work. And I don't need your input coming back in. You get what I'm saying? You know, like if you were talking about yourself in the same way, I would just be like, oh wow, man, yeah, I totally get it. But you don't do that. You always have something negative to say. Or
Oh, I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
thanks, Scouting Dude.
Trolls don't take vacations.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? What, you're throwing me in prison already, Lori Fisher? What did I do this time? Forget it. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, do you guys see the Daily Mail? The article that came out. It's almost like now the family's part of the trolls of the surviving people. You know, it's just, I get having a question why, but to make it public and it's just, wow. Just wow. Right? Wow. Just wow. Yeah, a family member of murdered University of Idaho student Ethan Chapin has questioned why the roommate who survived the slings didn't call the police. An account believed to belong to Ethan's sister-in-law made several posts online before the arrest affidavit was unsealed for suspected quadruple killer Bryan Kohberger. The court document detailed how surviving roommate Dylan Mortensen came face-to-face with a masked man on the night of the murders. Ethan, 20, his girlfriend Zaina Coronado, 20, and Maddie Mogan, 21, and Kaylee Gonzalez, 20, were all killed as they slept in the house on November 13th. His sister-in-law has since revealed that Dylan, who was in the property at the time of the killings, along with Bethany Funk, called all the roommates after she heard screaming and crying coming from their rooms. Posting in a thread on Reddit, oh boy, that's just a bastion of great information there. She said, Dee supposedly called all the girls in the house. So supposedly, right? Like, where is this coming from? See, that's a theory that people put out there, that she called everybody first. But here it just says, Dee supposedly called all the girls in the house after the crying and screaming stopped, and no one answered, and she still didn't call the police. Okay. You know? She needs to explain herself and her actions that night. I don't know. Why don't you explain where you were that night? You know? What were you doing that night? When questioned about who did call the police, she added 911 caller was the friend who went in because Dee called him to come over because she was scared from what she had heard in the night. Right, so isn't that just good enough for you? Right there? Like right there, isn't that enough for you to just... It is what it is, okay? Things don't always work exactly the way you want them to. Yeah, I didn't mind what Marilyn just said there. I was being sarcastic. Yes, it was exactly right. You didn't need to remove that one. Yeah, I don't care what a reporter said. They weren't selling. This murder has nothing to do with drugs. Now, maybe because of all the wackos that keep spreading that shit, it'll turn into one of the defense will pick it up and go, wow, hey, that's a good one. Yeah. Right. Oh, there's Shogun. I haven't seen you like in a month. Hey, Daniel White, thank you. The affidavit revealed that Mortensen came face-to-face with a bushy-eyebrowed killer, but was spared along with Funk. Mortensen told police that she heard several scuffles throughout the night and opened her door when she saw a suspect dressed in all black. Yeah, we already know that. She also heard the suspect say, "It's okay, I'm here to help you." See, that part there, yeah. Well, they don't say it's the suspect who said that, okay? See, that's what I mean. Daily Mail takes liberties when they write something. I think it is the suspect who said that, but the document just says a male voice or something. It doesn't say specifically who said that. Right? Thanks, Pam Cakes. All right. Yeah, exactly. We don't know it says, "It's okay, I'm here to help you." Yeah, we don't know that. Police confirmed that a 911 call was made from the phone of one of the surviving roommates at 11:58, who requested help for an unconscious person, though it has not been confirmed who spoke to police. It has raised the question of why Mortensen didn't contact authorities sooner, with some arguing that she may have been frozen by fear. Yeah, well, I mean, she was, right? I mean, you know what I believe? The email information that I got from the very beginning, that information is absolutely exactly how it felt and how it seemed. You know, everybody wants there to be something else. We want something else to dig into, so let's invent stuff. Thank you, Ria Mazaron. Let's invent something. And then, so this is one of the posts out there. 911 caller was the friend who went in because Dee called him. Yeah, we just read that. Ethan's sister-in-law, X and E, were in her room. What does that mean? He went to... Okay, let me read this again. 911 caller was friend who went in because Dee called him to come over because she was scared from what she had heard in the night. The person who came over went to Zaina and Ethan's room first and then called 911. Why Dylan or Bethany didn't call the police once is the question. You know, Bethany is the one that doesn't get as much hate as Dylan, mainly because she's the one that saw something and she's mentioned, so that gives everybody some, fresh meat to go after. Yeah, ooh, look at that. She's the one that saw the bushy eyebrows. And this is them right here. Madison. No, this is out in the underneath. Kaylee. I think Zaina. I think this is Bethany here, and this is Dylan, I would imagine. Dylan Mortensen stated she looked out her bedroom, did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. Dylan Mortensen stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Kernatel's room. Dylan Mortensen then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." If that is the exact words, it wasn't Ethan. No chance. The roommate did not contact authorities for 6 hours despite hearing several of the roommates in distress as well as witnessing the killer. Mortensen told cops she was awoken at around 4 a.m. by the sound, what sounded like victim Kaylee Gonzalez playing with their dog in a third-floor bedroom. She said she looked out her room but didn't see anything, looking again on the second occasion when she thought Zena Kernatel was crying. Mortensen stated she opened the door for the third time after she heard the crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered that person's mouth and nose walking towards her. After the man moved towards her, she said that she remained in a frozen shock phase as she continued past her. Oh yeah, this was all in the unredacted version, some of this stuff. The online discussion also dissected where the bodies were found, with the relative adding that Zena and Ethan were found in her room. Okay. Well, that's sort of changed. I mean, well, it hasn't changed. Nothing official's come out other than they were found in the same room. But there were articles that said Ethan was found in the doorway. It has raised the question of why Mortensen didn't contact authorities sooner. Yeah, the people who ask these questions are people that are absolutely, it's just, they're people that just need to have answers for every single thing, even when they're not related to the case. It's I have never cared at that information. You know, crosses your mind, sure. Yes, yes it is. Dylan here has nothing to do with this crime. Okay? So whether or not you don't like what she did, she has nothing to do with it and couldn't have saved any of their lives. Okay? They were all stabbed mortally and were going to die regardless. So sitting there and wondering, like, wow, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? It's just purely to appease your own sense of wanting to know something. It has nothing to do with the case, all right? It's part of it, but it has nothing to do with why it happened or anything. And I think anybody with a rational mind knows that. Or at least that's the... here's what all I can say is this. There is no evidence whatsoever at all that she has anything to do with what happened. Of any kind at all. Now, by some miracle, just the something crazy happens, and there's something like that, you got lucky if you guessed it. Okay, it doesn't mean that you were sleuthy or smarter than everybody else. It just means you were absolutely lucky as hell, because there is nothing at this point that points to any involvement of Bethany or Dylan at all. And yes, I am going to defend them from all the wackos out there at this point, because they didn't... I mean, just look at Bryan Kohberger. You know what he was doing. He was driving around. And then there's people that believe the part about how he was in the... parked his car... Where did that story come from, by the way? Where he said he parked his car... and they were doing drugs, or some sort of a theory. I think it was a theory that somebody put out there. Like him and... yeah, it was the one about the maintenance man or something from his apartment. Went there to smoke, and then the maintenance guy left. And yeah, you get it. It's just unreal. Yeah, everybody naturally wonders why, but to keep asking and harping about it, it doesn't matter what the answer is, because she has nothing to do with it. I mean, you could tell right away that had nothing to do with anything, and so when people just keep asking the question every single night, over and over and over again, hey, why didn't they? It means that you ran out of anything interesting to think about, so you're left wondering about something that you're not going to get an answer to, but then when you wonder about it, it creates a lot of problems and online hate for those very people. And that's the problem. And thank you up there, Wild Mountain Time. Appreciate it. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, thank you, Simple Life Days, and also LGM. Thank you. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I think it's ludicrous to keep. She needs to answer for herself. No, Bryan Kohberger is the one that needs to answer for himself, not Dylan Mortensen. Okay? Now, she might answer for them, but we already know the answer. I've actually felt at a time in my life just how she did, where you're paralyzed in fear and you're just not sure what to do. Your mind just isn't working right. Yeah. No idea what what? Oh, you mean somebody up there thinks that they were supposed to? It has a lot to do with the case, though, considering she's an eyewitness. The only eyewitness. I'm in no way attacking Dylan Mortensen, but I am in my next comment, though. Let that be clear, but she's a huge piece in the puzzle. Yeah, everybody knows that, though. See, you're not being clever or interesting saying that Dylan Mortensen's a big part of the case. I've already said 1,000 times on here that she is a huge witness in the case. She saw him. She, the room that she was in was a horrendous place to be during that crime. Right below the door, right below Madison's room and the bathroom. So the bathroom upstairs and Madison's room are just above Dylan Mortensen's room. And she's right at the base of the stairs. So the guy would be walking by twice at least, 3 times. Zaina's room is just right there in the living room. I mean, the door for her room is like 20 feet from Zaina's room. She could hear everything. It must have been absolutely horrific in there. Bethany, however, wasn't below anybody's room. She was at the very first floor, and it staggered, so she was merely below the television and the couch in the living room. Dylan Mortensen heard and saw a lot of different things that night. Yeah, how would you know the answer to that, Patricia? How about you? What were you doing that night, Patricia? Were you on acid or shrooms? We know it's one of the two. Could you just explain which one it was, Patricia? There's no doubt that you were on drugs that night, but we just want to know which one it was. All right. Let's see. We can't blame the parents for being desperate. I don't like YouTubers who have no emotional tie to it for doing this, but if I were a parent, I'd be banging her door for answers. Yeah, I mean, you'd want to have an answer, but the answer was already given to them. And this isn't a parent here. This is like a relative of some sort. Yeah. Yeah, it's not Ethan's. It's like a sister-in-law or something. All right, where is it? Yeah. Well, thanks, Kami. Yeah, nobody would have lived had 911 been called. I can just tell you that right now. I already just told you that a minute ago. I just said there's no, they were all stabbed mortally and would have no chance. Their neck, it sounds like their necks were slashed. I mean, there was just no chance. Nobody was. I think that's what we'll find out. That there was no chance that a 911 call would have saved anybody, and it must have been sounded so horrific in there. And she had that fear response where you're just sort of frozen, and then the guy walked by, and then you're scared to make any sounds really, so you try to like dial numbers maybe quietly later. Just anybody answer, I don't know. That just drives me nuts. Everybody focusing in on stuff like that. Hey, thanks, Chloe. What's the name of my dog, by the way? But Okay, Patricia. Well, we don't know if you're better than that, but you sure were pretty judgmental up there on Dylan Mortensen. Is it true that she was on a trip that night, like just wasted out of her mind? I don't know. Look in the mirror sometimes. Yeah, I'm not sure. What are you talking about? Where? I didn't see a Chloe anything coming in there. Yeah, bucolic buffalo. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Terry Ann. I mean, or whoever said that. Yeah, well, who said anything about it? Being better than somebody. Yeah, so this is the room. You can't see it. Hold on. This room right here is Bethany's room. And see, that's the television's right here in this corner. And the stairs go up, and so she didn't hear anything. I mean, she probably heard stuff, but it was a lot more muffled than Dylan. Dylan would have been just... I mean, she even opened her door a few times. She probably heard a lot of really, really bad things and didn't know what to do. Now, she's not trained. And they're young, and people don't know what they're supposed to be doing. So people think, oh, there were drugs all over the house, so they didn't want to call anybody. So they, spent time cleaning up the drugs first, and then, God, it's just mind-boggling. Hey, thanks, Susie Clue. Hold on. Trying to find. Somebody said that Chloe sent in a. Chloe made a donation. Where, Terry? At? It says Chloe made a donation. Where? I didn't see it. I'm confused at what you're saying. Maybe it didn't show up for me. I didn't see it though. Oh. Poor dog. Alright, well that's basically the update on that. Anything else you guys want to talk about regarding this? Anybody? LM would probably like the next topic. I mean, I like LM, everybody. I can tell you that. It's just weird how, you know, I don't know. Forget it. That doesn't matter. Something has always told me maybe drug. Well, that's too bad. You're going to be incorrect about that, Daniel. Yeah. The murder has nothing. Even if there were drugs in the house, the murder itself has nothing to do with drugs. Like them, there isn't a drug connection to the murders. Let's put it that way. Now, when I say that, I don't mean, oh, okay, well, if it turns out that Bryan Kohberger is on drugs, sure, that's a possibility. I just mean it isn't like this is a place they got drugs and there was a problem, you know, a beef with somebody and then they got killed because of it. There's none of that shit going on here. This is a psycho who was learning about, you know, the criminal justice system, had a teacher that was an expert in serial killers. Then he travels out to Washington and is in a doctorate program, and he keeps making these trips back and forth to, you know, find his victim, to get his paper going. Oh, I don't know if you do, Shogun. I haven't seen you for like a month. Right. I wouldn't know if you were been following along, or I heard some crazy lady is in yeah. I saw that lady's just looking for 15 minutes of fame. Yeah. Hey, thank you very much, Maratha 563. Maratha. I haven't heard that name before. Yeah, it was fun on the trip that I was just on. Like we're all talking about the same cases and stuff. It's pretty cool. No, you can't get a because that's like you would just. That means I should just send you a hoodie, right, Dan? I mean, I'm sure he had a little ganja or something, right? Ganja? Who the hell says ganja, Gray? Oh boy, here we go. I feel just as bad for Dylan Mortensen as the murdered victims. I think she's going to be, you know, scarred for life. Probably PTSD. It's going to be tough, you know. Always going to remember that and always wonder if she could have done something, you know. And but Bethany Funk, you know, I feel the sort of like the same, but it doesn't seem like she witnessed the brutality, the same. It wouldn't have been anywhere near the audio and visual stuff that Dylan saw. But either way, you know, I feel bad for all of them. Now, if I felt like they had something to do with it, then I wouldn't feel bad for them. I'd be looking into it. But come on, you guys. It's just obvious. Yeah. She'd be dead if she tried to interrupt that. Let me do a poll here. Watch this. Would Dylan be alive if she left her room to try and help in some way? And don't go, well, she could have called 911. That's not what I'm asking about. If she had gone out there and tried to help in some way, exited the room and he'd seen her, do you think that she'd be alive? I mean, I just think zero chance of that. In fact, I think he went there to kill all 5 of the girls, but the battle with maybe Ethan and Zaina created so much noise that he wanted to get away at a high rate of speed. The fact that he sped away from the house indicates that he was freaking out at the time, and he wanted to get the hell out of that house, and he drove away as fast as he could. Yeah, that's why he was getting out of there, and he was bloody, and he had the bloody knife, and he likely, like I showed you guys in the other videos that I made, he went south, and probably just after exiting the neighborhood and heading on, I think it's Highway 195, I think, it's either 95 or 195. He was heading south, and he there's a 13 minutes of missing time where he likely got rid of the bloody knife and the bloody clothing. Now, did he go back up there at another date to get that? I don't know. Yeah. Well, those are just the trolls. You can count the number of trolls that are here by the people who said yes. Yeah. I guess you could say if she jumped out of her house and ran out the door, the sliding glass door somewhere. But you know what I'm saying. I'm saying she tries to go help physically in the altercation. I guess I didn't write it that way, but you know what I meant because I was talking about it. Yeah, but what difference would that have made, Wilhelm? None. They wouldn't have sped up anything. All right. Well, I'm gonna get off of this topic now. It's kind of boring. I mean, why sit there and just keep talking about... All I'm just saying, this came out today. I thought it was ludicrous again. They don't need to make these kind of wonderings public. They can just do it behind the scenes and try to get an answer somehow, if they really have to have it. But I think we already knew the answer because it's in the probable cause. I think the unredacted portion discussed it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's where she said she was frozen in fear. That wasn't in the initial release, I don't think. Okay. So now I'm going to move on to the Nicola Bulley, I think is their name. And I had this sent to me, gosh, a week ago or at least, but never got to it. So now that there's updates and so forth, if you guys would be interested in checking out something new, let's look at this one.
Children every day. There's not a day goes by.
Let me. This is the Delphi one. Let me go down to the bottom. Down here. Hey, thanks, George Leonard. And thank you guys for supporting the channel tonight. Really appreciate it. The ones that don't believe in Frozen in fear never felt it or are lying. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah. God. Welcome, Joneson. Joneson. I don't know what you're talking about, Cindy. I just do what I want to do, you know what I mean? I've covered Elizabeth Barraza about 50,000 times, but I thought people that hadn't heard of it would be interesting for them to watch it. You know, if you watch the 2 shows that I played for you guys over the weekend, you'd be able to. That's the conversation about it. There's a lot of, you know, there's other people that have put videos out that are, they just go down the sensationalistic route just like everybody does, and that's not what I do. So if that's what you're looking for, it's never accurate. Very rarely are the sensationalistic videos that people make with the inside info accurate. At least I was able to prove when I had inside information that it was accurate because of the remember the bushy eyebrows on the person. Eyebrowed. Now don't worry about it, Cindy. We're moving on to different cases. All right. Thanks. Wow. Let me get to the next one here. This one looks like it's cut off. Yeah, so as a friend of missing, there's a woman named Nicola Bulley, who was, you know, I think it's in England. If I have I have it on the map, but I actually didn't look exactly where it was. Hold on a second. Just look it up on the internet, Cindy. You know, go type in Google Elizabeth Barraza and look it up. You know. I mean, that was 4 hours of video there. What would be the more? I even went through where the car was driving, how it would have turned. You know, there might be other videos that I did like that where I talk about how here's where the car entered the neighborhood. I don't know if it's in those 2. And here's where it drove by, and then it turned around, came back like this, went over here. Basically, that case is just that somebody that knew her, a male, dressed up as a female, walked up to her, shot her 3 times, probably at point blank, trying to hit her in the face, probably hit her on the 2nd and 3rd shot, and then she hit the ground, then goes up and does an execution kill shot, and that's it. And other than that, you know, the husband had just left to work, and he's been polygraphed, and his new wife that he married after a 1.5 years, which isn't really weird at all. So we don't know at this point. That's it. Okay? So if you want to go read up on all the articles that are out on Google and everything, go ahead. But it is an interesting case. I'm just not sure why you're bringing it up tonight on the show when you can see clearly in the title of the video where it doesn't mention either that case whatsoever. All right, so we're doing. Now I'm got thrown off of what I was actually going to be covering. Let's see. Yeah, Nicola Bulley. Hey, thanks, Cali Gal 3. Super job on Barraza, Gray. Can't wait to take on Nicola case. Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, we'll have to check it out. So she's a mortgage broker, 45. She disappeared on a dog walk last Friday morning after dropping her daughters off at school at St. Michael's on Wyre land. Actually, there was a map down here at some point. Wyre, Lancashire. During the day of searching, police have today cordoned off part of the route as divers scour the water. It is feared she fell into the river and was dragged downstream, though no conclusive evidence has been released. Yeah, I mean, what makes you think she fell into the river and then dragged down? I mean, can she not swim? The friend said this indicates she had no intention of voluntarily disappearing. You wouldn't have done that if you're going to get up and go missing. Now, what was that part? Oh, yeah. I think I skipped some. I think it skipped through this. Hold on a second. Well, maybe we can play some of this.
It's the only thing we're holding on to.
We're holding on to this as
That's
not
a
our
family.
last hope, but
It
this
seemed
is
like it
gonna
was
reach
rough
out
waters
to
at all.
millions of people, and we're just hoping that from this interview that something may come of it which will spark a light and it will lead to us finding our daughter.
How much are you missing now?
Oh, don't. It's hard. It's hard. We're such a close-knit family. We are a close-knit family, I'm sorry. But we're such a close-knit family. We do anything for any one of us, and the children would
Let me
do
just
the
get
same
through
for
it
us.
before we
We're
start throwing
getting on in life.
out, you know.
And, you know,
Would that be cool?
the grandchildren
Yeah.
and our own children are more important to us as we're getting older. So,
Yeah, so it says she has taken Springer, Spaniel, Willow, that's the name of the dog right here, along a nearby towpath next to the river Wyre from around 8:45, and it's understood to have signed into work conference. So she dropped her kids off at school, and then she goes on a walk with her dog, and then checked in on a conference call, but turned off her camera and her audio, obviously, because, you know, maybe she wasn't supposed to be walking around, but she wanted to look like she was an active person there listening. The dog was later found wandering alone, bone dry, so the dog was never in the water, and agitated, so it was nervous about something. On the trail with her harness on the floor, meaning the ground here, we don't say floor, while Nicola's phone had been left on a bench overlooking the water, still logged into the call. So that's weird, right? I mean, what would she just fall into the water? They do have, well, let's just go through there's a timeline here. A pal who lives in the village, who did not wish to be named, said she booked a play date at 8:57 a.m. She sent a text message to a friend whose mortgage she had just recently signed off on to arrange for the girls to go for tea this week. Let's see, minutes before the meeting, during which she had switched off her camera and microphone, it's understood she texted a friend about meeting up sometime this week with her friends. Okay, so that was 8:57. The friend said this indicates she had no intention of voluntarily disappearing. Like she wouldn't have killed herself, right? You wouldn't have done that if you were going to get up and go missing, she added. She said the information was revealed during a meeting at the village hall on Sunday morning at around 10:30 a.m. before residents headed out on their first mass organized search. Previously reported police advised the group to search upriver in a pincer movement. In the afternoon, a second search of locals set out with around 100 participants, which included the head teacher from the primary school. 2 fellow dog walkers are said to have seen her soon before her disappearance, and she was laughing and joking with them. It comes after Nicola's mom told the Mirror yesterday she had also been making plans for a spa break with her sister Louise. Yeah. So what is it saying? .72 said Louise had just booked Ribby Hall because they both had spa vouchers. She had just sent Nicola the night before the treatments. Louise booked it on Friday morning and sent it to Nick. Yeah, I mean, these are all just things showing that she wasn't trying to kill herself or anything. We took them home, but Nicola had a meeting with her boss in Garstang and said she can stay a bit later because I have an important client coming in on Zoom. We said no problem and stayed. She had done her work and she was very upbeat about getting her mortgage sorted. Right, Cindy, right. I said we better go now, and Nicola came to the front door and I gave a kiss and told her I loved her, and that was the last conversation I had with her. But thanks, Cindy J, but come on, I mean. Yeah, I'm just going to go to the, this one at the end here. It's got a bunch of, two different things. So first this one here. So there's actually footage of her putting her dog in the car, I think before taking her kids, I would imagine, to the school. Says the first images of Nicola Bulley on the day she vanished have been shared by her family as a private underwater rescue team joins the search for the missing dog walker. The 45-year-old mortgage advisor was last seen more than a week ago walking her dog, Willow, in Lancashire. New CCTV pictures captured by her doorbell camera, right? January 27th, show Miss Bulley loading her car outside her home before driving her two children to school. Right, so the dog's in the car, the kids are probably already in there. Her blonde hair is pulled back in a ponytail. Miss Bulley was last seen walking her dog a short while later on a footpath near waterways of St. Michael's. Police previously confirmed the items of clothing she was wearing, including an ankle-length black quilted Gillette jacket, a black Engelbert Strauss waist-length coat, tight-fitted black jeans, long green walking socks, an ankle-length green next wellies, a necklace, and a pale blue Fitbit. Oh man, so she has a Fitbit on. Well, that's going to be something they should try to get the information from. You know, where is the Fitbit showing she is located? It comes as private diving team SGI has been brought in to assist the police searching the river after offering its services free of charge. After the offer was initially declined by the force, according to SGI CEO Peter Falding, Lancashire police have now confirmed a specialist team will be deployed. Let's see, the crucial 10-minute window. I'm just looking through this really quick. At 9:01 a.m., she logged into Microsoft Teams, but her microphone was muted and her camera was turned off. And they're focusing in between 9:10 and 9:20. So at 9:01, she logged into Microsoft Teams. And then it said that she turned her microphone and camera off. She was last seen by an acquaintance walking her dog in the upper field at 9:10. So this is the upper field, this area over here. Right, you know what's amazing is somebody took these 360-degree images out here back in 2018. Now there's going to be conspiracy theorists that think that the person who made these 360-degree images is the killer, you know, because they know the area well. But anyways, that's probably the bench right there. Can you see that? That's probably the bench. That's the water. I mean, I'm sure this time of year it's a little bit quicker, but I don't know. She seems like, and the banks are a little bit steep though, aren't they? Maybe hard to get out. But if it was higher, the water, it'd be easier to get out. "10 minutes later at 9:20 a.m., her phone was left on a bench by the river. The conference call ended at 9:30 a.m., but her phone remained logged into the call. Just 3 minutes later at 9:33, Miss Bulley's phone was found by another dog." Let's see, the conference call ended. Okay, so 3 minutes after the conference call ended, Miss Bulley's phone was found by another dog walker, and Willow discovered running between the bench and a gate to the field. The dog's harness was found on the ground between the bench and the river's edge. So why wouldn't the harness be on the dog? I mean, would she take the harness off to let him just run freely for a little bit? Or wouldn't you leave the harness on and let him run, and then you just attach the chain to the harness later? Thank you, the Mike D Experience. Yeah, that's what I was going to do too. I was going to, because the school is right. Let me get the other. Is it this one? That's so weird. That last article that I just showed you was different before. They had a different map in there.
A week ago, Nicola Bulley.
Yeah, it was totally different. They got rid of it, unless it's further down. No. Oh, that's the one I was wanting to look at right there. Yeah, it seems like it was a bigger one than that, though. It had more info on it. Those are some divers right there. Maybe it's in this one. No, that's the one right there. Okay. Yeah, so this one seemed really more in depth here. Police searching for Nicola Bulley have condemned elements of social media speculation. No way. People speculating? I'm not. What are you talking about, Sack and Fox Nanny? Alright, let's see. Police searching for Nicola Bulley have condemned elements of social media speculation as family friends hit out at vile theories being posted online, and new images of the 45-year-old on the morning she disappeared were released. The search for the mother of two entered its second week, with police continuing to pursue the theory that Bulley fell into the river while walking her dog in Lancashire village of St. Michael's on Wyre. Yeah, I am really here. I am really here. Oh, you're talking about Sack and Fox Nanny that she said that... are you a friend of hers, Boo? Or something? Or... Okay, so taking the harness off is... something normal, I guess. Yeah. To let him run freely without the harness. A private underwater team is now helping police. Lancashire Constabulary. we don't have words like this over here. Said its inquiries into the case were extensive and included speaking to as many members of the public as possible. We would urge people to remember that we are investigating the disappearance of Nicola, or Nicola. I'm not sure how. Is it Nicola 1 or Nicola? Or Nicola? Or Nicola? Yeah. Or Nicola. I don't even remember now which. I don't remember which one was first. We would urge people to remember that we are investigating the disappearance of. Nicola, right? And the priority of Nicola and her family. We want to find her and provide answers to her family. On Sunday afternoon, a friend of Bulley released a new image from the morning she disappeared, Friday 27th of January. We write that different here as well. We type in January 27th. Friday, January 27th. Showing her loading up her car. Police believe the most likely reason for Bulley's disappearance is that she fell into the wire. So at 8:43, so I'm going to move this off to the side over here. So at 8:43, she drops her kids off at, it looks like the primary school is right here. Let's see, so there's that. Yeah, this building right here. So this is the school, and this is going to be one school. 8:43. Then at 8:46, she's thought to have reached the gate and the bench. So she drops her kids off at school here. No, wait, so hold on. She drops her kids off at school before that time. So let me fix that. Let's just say that was 8:40 or something. Then she gets over to this area at 8:43 because she's going to go walk her dog. So I don't know if she walked over there, where she parked her car, anything like that currently. So 2, that's where she got out and was walking her dog, Willow, right? And then from there, the next spot would be 8:46. She's thought to have reached the gate and the bench. So that would be right over here, number 3. And there's the path going down like that. Thanks, Scouting Dude. Yes, everybody, hit that like button. It's very easy to do. Why is there only 328 likes? Boy, my God, we're not moving on until we get to 500 or 600. So here we go. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Don't you guys miss this? Oh, you miss it. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Hit that like button. 10, 20, 25, 30. Yes. Yeah, what are we at now? Wow, we're not moving on. It's so simple, you guys. Just take your finger out, press the like button. When there's YouTubers out there that spend their time on the air making videos, even if you're not going to help support them financially or any other way, you might as well hit the damn like button, right? I mean, we are covering cases here. I do shows every single night, right? Very simple. Either that or we can get the troll count going here. Yeah, or that too, Cindy. Yeah. We're at 407. We got to get to 500. In fact, I'm gonna have to throw myself in prison just for the trolls out there. And I was thrown in there earlier, so I guess we're gonna sit in prison until we get to 5. Look who's still in prison for Look at that. I still got the thing set up where somebody's picture's on there. Hey, let me get it. How do I get that person out of there? That's funny, though. No. No. There we go. There we go. I'm in prison. Yeah, sorry for whoever that was in prison. Yeah, we're at 4:34. It's pretty easy to hit that like button, everybody. It's not difficult whatsoever. God, I can't believe Gray made me hit the like button. I wasn't gonna like it, but then he made me so I could keep watching. What a bastard. Yeah. Hey, look at that. I'll Eat Cake got me a snack. Because they don't think of doing it, Karen. Ever thought of yourself, Karen? Sounds like your name fits you perfectly. Wow. Let's see. Trolls are so easy to spot. It's crazy. No, they don't do it because you have to tell people to hit it. That's why people have those little graphics and they stop their show every 5 minutes to tell you to hit the like button. Hey, thanks, Brianna25. And also, it was Alley Cake up there. Got me a snack and Scouting Dude. And Kathy Freidenmaker. Slim. Do you want me to snap into a Slim Jim? Snap into a Slim Jim. And run the world. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I always feel weird not doing shows because I do shows every single day. So even when I'm on a vacation, I'm always thinking, man, I got to be doing a show or something. One cigarette. Man. Well, thanks, Melanie. Man, what kind? Is it the low-cal cigarettes, though, at least?
So worth $2.
Thank you, Tina. I think that was the first bale that actually came in. The rest was food. Oh, and Katja Tea and Kit Kat.
Snack.
Kit Kat's an OG, man. She's been around for absolutely ever. Yeah, we're at 4:57. If you guys could hit that like button, please, I'd really appreciate it.
But that poor puppy behind bars, unthinkable.
Yeah, well, I didn't mean to put the puppy behind the bar. Alright, I'll get out of here. I gotta go up and block that one troll, though. Hold on a second. You know how it goes.
I'm glad you're back.
There we go. Bail. Alright. Well, thank you guys very much. And, Lumbruge. And Miranda. Alright. So that was the third spot, and then at 8:50 she was seen with Willow, her dog, in the lower field, which is right over here. So that makes sense, right? Like she takes the collar off, and then at 8:50 she's letting her dog play and run around in the field over here. So you put that, and she's in the field too, like, hey, throwing a ball or whatever, and her dog's gonna go get it. Let me put Willow in here. Oh, thanks, Olivia Dorado. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, so that was 4 in the lower field here. Then at 8:53, she sends an email to her boss, so that's just kind of, we don't have a location for that. Then at 9:01, she logs into the Teams call. So it's probably over in this area, I would imagine, but we don't know. Then at 9:10, she's seen in the upper field walking her dog. So this is the upper field over here. I don't know if that means over here or over here. But one thing you can... She's not going to leave her phone on the bench, I wouldn't think. Does anybody think that she would do that? Leave her phone and the other items that were... you know, well, let's just say this. Her dog and her phone were found over here, but she was walking over here at 9:10. So this is the 5th spot right here. So I think she made it back to her bench. So even though she was seen at 9:10 here, I think that she walked back over here and was perhaps going to sit there and, you know, listen in more carefully to the meeting for the rest of it or whatever, and something happened to her while she was right in this area right here. That's what it sounds like to me. Then at 9:30, the team call ends, and then at 9:35, her phone is found. So it's crazy. She goes missing. That's more, I don't think it's the time period that they're looking for is just 10 minutes, though. Or did they say 20? I thought they said 10. I would think it's more likely it's more likely the 20 minutes between 9:10 and 9:30. Because at 9:29 something could have happened to her and her phone would still be in the meeting. I'm not sure why they cut it off at 9:20. There's no other information there. So it'd be something like this if you're walking it. So here's the school, and she would drive up like this. And then we don't know if she drove or what happened here, but this is where she would necessarily be going at some point, where they're walking or whatever. And then there's a path right here. It kind of looks like an old train track. It probably goes around in like... might have gone more up here. Might have gone up like this. And then continues down and around. No, I can see it kind of cuts through there. So right in here, and then kind of goes up into this field area here, then over here, and it probably came down like this, went up around in here, and then I think she came all the way back over to there. Yeah. The thing is, how could she be abducted, you know? There's all these people walking around and other people walking dogs. And maybe that's why they're saying 9:20, because another dog walker said, yeah, I was right there at 9:20. I didn't see a damn thing. You know, they saw the dog and then they finally went back to the bench and... It's kind of weird because being abducted there would be pretty tough, you know, with all these other people walking their dogs, houses around. I mean, she seems like she was spotted multiple times. I mean, what information out there makes it seem like... Well, they haven't found any indication that she went into the water either. And based on that, it looks like the water flows this direction, like this. So the water is flowing in sort of a western direction. And you can tell because there's a waterfall and it goes that way, right there. It's kind of fortunate to have that sitting right there, because it's hard to find those little moments where you can. Let's see. Yeah. So this is right where she was. Their dog was running around in there. Then let me get back. Let me save what I've done so far. Then there's the upper field over here. So let's just go right here. This will be looking at the upper field. So that means she came from way over here. That first spot, see this? Why do I need to see another comment? Go, just let me do it. See that building over there? I don't read. I do my own show. I very rarely look at the, the overall comments in here. All right, so here's this shed right there. Whatever this is, right? Here's where the bench is. Okay, this is the lower field right there. Then, so again, there's the little shed thing right here. There's where the bench is. And then here is the upper field. Then let's just look at it from this spot. And see way over there you can see the shed, and that's where the dog was found later. Yeah. Okay, so you live in the area, Karina. Okay, but I mean, what is that information supposed to let us know? I mean, is it a fast-moving, rough water, Karina? Well, because it didn't go in the water, purple. Isn't that pretty obvious? That's why it was dry. I don't know, Dan. I haven't got to that part yet. I'm just trying to get everybody familiar with the layout at this point. Who's someone, Shogun? Okay, yeah, but I didn't ask that question though, Karina. I said, is the water rough and moving quickly? I didn't say. I didn't ask you. Like right there, there's rivers. But it's a tiny river. It's not big at all. It's just, you go down to, just look at it. Look, I mean, that's, that's not big at all. I mean, I could see it being a little higher during the winter months with rain and so forth. But, it's not a raging, quick-moving river, at least this time of year. Well, this is actually April 2018, which you would think would be a raining month over there. But hey, Second Fox Nanny, at least you got me to look at. But man, it's just sometimes So if you live right in the area, do you think? What do you think? What are people saying? it seems like it'd be a tough place to abduct somebody from. That theory makes it the location to me for abduction seems really difficult because you're not right next to a road where you could just zip somebody out on. You'd have to walk them out over through a field or over to one of these homes, but there's people moving around and would have seen something. Yeah, but we just told you there was people all over the place, Zozo. There was people walking around that even found her phone there. So it just seems really unlikely that somebody abducted her. I could see if somebody wanted to hurt her, looked around, hit her, and threw her into the water, and they haven't found her yet. But abduction, man, that'd be just so difficult in a place like this. Yeah. So what are people around there thinking, Karina? What do you think, Sack and Fox Nanny? Yeah, what would I do, Sack and Fox Nanny? You're right. What would I do? I mean, you do let me know stuff. It's just always, like you're... I'm not really sure how to explain it. It's like whenever I'm on a roll, I have to go back. Best swimmers wouldn't have difficulty. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, most people would be able to take the jacket off and keep swimming. You wouldn't keep the jacket on. You go in the water like that, and maybe she didn't have her jacket on. Well, I guess it was, because it's not at the scene. I mean, she could have just left her phone on that bench. Now that you think about it. And then she went walking with their dog. So let's look at it like this. So she goes to this bench and puts her phone on the bench. But you'd think she'd want to have her phone with her if there's a meeting. But she probably didn't give two shits what was going on in the meeting anyways. But wanted to make it look like she was there. So she turned her audio and her phone off. But just wanted to sign in. Then she takes the harness off her dog and leaves it. But why would it be on the ground, the harness, right? See, that's a little different. I mean, it seems like normally if you're going to put your phone on a bench, wouldn't you put the harness on the bench, not just toss it on the ground? Or maybe the dog took off. Who the hell knows? I mean, I'm not going to get cut up on that. But so she goes into the field over here with her dog without the harness on. And then, what are you doing, Melanie? What am I looking at? She goes into the field over here with the dog. Then they make it over to this one. The dog still doesn't have its harness on. But it seems like regardless, somehow, they must have gone back over here, because why did her dog go over here? Why was it going back and forth pacing by the gate? If she fell in the water over here, wouldn't the dog still be looking over here, maybe? Or, I mean, dogs aren't humans, but... Mine is gray. My dog is just like a human. Alright. So let's look in where she would have fallen in there. Yeah, but with people... But that's just totally ridiculous. Most here think there was an issue with the dog. See, to me, that's just ludicrous, I mean, what indication is there that something went wrong with the dog? Anybody? There's nothing to indicate the dog wasn't wet. We don't know of any issue with the dog. So it's just people wanting to throw that out there as something. There is no information whatsoever indicating that there was an issue with the dog, therefore she fell into the water, and the dog wasn't wet at all. So now we can look into the water downstream. Let's see what it looks like right here. This is a regular street view. So, you know, the water does look like it has a little current to it moving around. There's probably some times of the year where it's really shallow, I would imagine. So let me see if I can find a July. That's probably, there you go. That's going to be, you can see the structures better. So this is November, July 2021. I mean, it's not very snagged up, let's put it that way. I don't know. Seems like somebody would have seen her by now. Floating to the surface somewhere along here. People are always walking and milling around out here. Yeah, definitely not a lot of snags in here, though. Welcome. Yeah, do you trip Sack and Fox Nanny? Hey, we got above 509, and if you're new watching right now, if you could please hit that like button, share and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. How cheesy did that sound? If you could please hit the like, share, and describe and subscribe. If you could hit the like, share, and subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, I don't buy the dog thing. It caused some sort of issue where she went into the water. I don't know. It's interesting that they haven't found anything. I mean, she'd already be floating to the surface at this point from decomposition if she died in the water. So this is another Maura Murray, you guys. It's Maura Murray of, let me get the exact. Let's see. Preston, UK. St. Michael's on the Wyre. Oh my god, you just unliked it, Crime Freak. Yeah, if she fell in, she'd probably try to take her jacket off. It'd be pretty easy. It's not very easy to take boots off in the water when they get filled. But a jacket, you just unzip it. And, I mean, it's not simple because it gets wet and doesn't move the same. But, you can actually take your clothing and turn it into a floating device by, like, you tie a knot at the end of, if you have pants, you just tie a knot and you kind of flip the pants up and put air in there. And I think someone snatched her while their dog was running. So where if she was snatched, Tracy, how would they have got her away when there's people all over the place walking their dogs? In fact, her phone and everything was found by another dog walker right there, just 25 minutes after one of her messages. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not feeling the abduction angle at this point. Yeah, harnesses go around full body, here I'll show you. Yeah, something like that. Just It goes on the whole dog, and then you attach your leash to the there. Yeah, I'm sure there's bus stops. Looks like one right there. And let's see what it looks like right here. This is right where the trail... Okay, so that's how she probably could have even... Well, how about this? Does anybody know where her car was found? Are you still out there? What was it? Karina? Yeah, but why would the police think that there was an issue with the dog? See, they're just guessing at something. That's what I'm trying to say. Right, but they said the dog was bone dry. Wouldn't there be mud on it if it gone down the bank? Okay, so it was at the kids' school. So that means she walked just like this and then went on this little path right here. Really, I mean, some of these little towns in the UK are so cool. You know? And then just Europe, you know, just Ireland, and which is, look at right there, see? So she went on that path, and I think from over here you can see how it continues along like that. Really pretty drive there. Who you talking to, Truth Sleuth? Just let the dog run. It's not really that strange. So I guess she could have left the dog there and walked back down the trail, but then somebody would have seen her as she went out, and this is a little tiny street over here. Aren't those just so cool? Man, I just love that. And there's wow. Remember that one case that I did from on Personal Paranormal? You remember that one? God, doesn't that look exactly like the bus stop with the lady with the umbrella? Right there. And then there was even a house right over here. How crazy would that be if that was the same exact place? That's so weird. There it is. Oh, is that the one? I think it was called Umbrella. Yeah, look at here it is. Yeah, look at it. It's not exactly.
We also have a bus.
It's not exactly the same, but yeah, they mentioned the bus stop. Watch. Look at that thing, man. I was just thinking, it just reminded me of it a lot, mainly because it's in the same place. If anybody's interested in that one, it's on the... And that channel wasn't like for me believing in ghosts or something. It was like people telling those stories that everybody has, that one crazy thing that happened where you can't really explain it. And so those are what people would, they would tell their whole story, and then I would try to recreate it using Google Earth or images they sent. But that got so time consuming with so little people watching that I just quit. It was ridiculous. So anyways, you know, there is a bus stop there. But why would she go through the trouble of listening to the conference call? She had plans to do things. So it's either this. She either fell into the water and drowned, or, well, there's a whole bunch of different things. Or she wandered off a different way, but then her dog, who was free, would have followed her. You know? So there, those kind of, all those things. I mean, is there a gate where the dog couldn't get past? I guess that part's interesting, right? So if we go to here, right where the gate is the dog stuck there? Like, for example, let's say she left the stuff there and then locked her own dog in there and then went that way. And she went and she left, but then other walkers would have walked by, I would think. So she goes that direction. And then shuts the gate behind her, leaving her dog in there with the harness and the phone. But I mean, I don't know, that just seems ludicrous, you know? So I guess the most plausible thing would be that she could have fallen into the water, or she, I mean, that seems the most plausible, that she unintentionally fell in the water and somehow drowned or something. Except, where is she? This isn't a huge river. She would have floated to the surface somewhere. So there's no sign of her whatsoever. And the next one would be that that she left. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the next one is, you know, because both of them seem ludicrous to me. The abduction in that area seems ridiculous. People walking around, walking their dogs. It wasn't some weird isolated spot where, you know, you had an easy access, backing a car in and then, you know, abduct the person. This is in an area where there's fences and you're sort of trapped in here by the water. So I guess if you just look at it like that, this whole area here, from here all the way around to there, she's not going anywhere in that direction. Okay? She didn't go anywhere in that direction. She wasn't abducted in that direction. So the only abduction direction could be from over here. You know, there are homes right there. But her dog and her phone were over here. So, I mean, I guess it's feasible that somebody got her to kind of walk over here and got her into one of these homes, but then look how many homes are over here and how many people would have the possibility of seeing something. And then the dog is over here. She surely would have taken her dog if she was lured over there, right? Yeah, January 27th. Yeah. That's when she went missing. But that's a lot of people seeing her. And then somebody found her phone right here at 9:35. So somebody was in the general area at some point, right around the time she went missing. I wonder though. See, they had it more narrowed down to a 10-minute window. Let's see. Police believe her phone was on the bench near the riverbank at 9:20. Oh. Okay. Did I miss that in the... Okay. So her phone, they believe it was here at 9:20. And then... Okay, let me just put that in there. So that's why they have the 10-minute window. Okay, well then that does give you about a 15-minute window to 9:35 when the passerby found the phone. It was still connected to the conference call. Her brown spaniel was found running loose between the gate to the field and the bench. The gate to the field. Let's see. And this is probably pretty old. This is, well, it's 4 years old. The gate to the field and the bench. Yeah. So this is probably a gate to the lower field right there. And then and the bench is right over here. This person's all over the place in here. Let me go back down there. I mean, it's pretty fortunate to randomly have somebody do 360-degree shots down in there. Alright, there's the closest shot we can do. So there's the gate. And there's the bench. I mean, there is a bench right there. Right? That's just not working on the shot right here. And the dog was just running back and forth right there. So does that mean she fell into the water right here and was washed away? I mean, wouldn't she be screaming and yelling too? Like, hey, help, you know, help, help, help. And then people around. There's enough people around that might have heard something. So that's weird then. I mean, I don't know enough about her personality either. Like, were there any problems somewhere? You know, would she be somebody that would be willing to just leave her dog to start a different life somewhere? Sounds like she was making plans to do things with other people, so. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird one. Well, we'll definitely have to keep up on it. But I'm going to switch over now to a different... any other last thoughts on this one by anybody? Get out your theories. Because right now I don't have enough to come up with something... That is, I mean, I think the most likely would be something she accidentally fell into the water, but that doesn't make a lot of sense either. Like, nothing really makes a lot of sense here. Yeah. So how would they, if she was abducted, how would they have gotten her away? See, people who want to abduct her, there's no logical reason for it. They just, it makes them more excited about thinking about the case. Because I really don't see any... Very well could be an abduction, you know? But there's no information indicating that whatsoever, right? I mean... So it'd be pure... It'd just be a guess and luck to get that right. Because what about the scene here makes you think that it's abduction? Like what you're looking at right now, what makes you go, oh, she was abducted? I'm just curious. It wasn't off. Well, she turned it off because she didn't want them to see. She was in a Zoom meeting with people, Angela. You think they're going to want to see her throwing balls to her dog? Or listening to her say, hey, Willow, come here. Yeah. No, well, it doesn't, though, Zozo. It just means they haven't found her in the water yet. I mean, I'm not saying she wasn't abducted. I'm just saying there's no information leading. It doesn't make sense because she wasn't found in the water. It just means they haven't found her in the water yet. But how do you know she didn't just decide to go somewhere? Well, it doesn't look likely for that either because she had plans to do stuff with other people, and would she really just leave her dog in a park somewhere to go start a new life? Probably not. And off the leash. So it's like something happened sort of spur of the moment, spontaneously, you know, there wasn't a lot of thought behind whatever just happened to her, because the dog was running loose, her phone's on the bench, unless she was just a genius planner of something. It's something that happened relatively quickly. So it's either, you know, like I'm saying, it could be an abduction, and it could also be that she fell in the water. See, the dog's moving around, and it wasn't put back on the leash yet, and her phone was still in the middle of the meeting when she suddenly vanished. Have we ruled out alien abduction yet, though? We'll have to add that one back in. Had anybody seen any time warps or shifting lights in the sky at some point? Yeah, we already went over that, Josh. Yeah, I don't know. There's no place for a car to be, Ada. But you're right here. So somebody gets you to walk way over here, and you're not going to bring your dog too, and I don't think so. Yeah. Huh? What? We don't know if she went near the edge. I don't have any idea where she went. None of us do. There's no reason to think she was abducted. There's no reason to think she fell into the water. There's no reason to think she ran away. There's no reason to think she, you know, started a new life or anything like that. Nothing. All it is what we do know is something happened, unless she planned it out ridiculously well, that something happened on a spur of the moment. You know, where the dog is still loose and her phone's on a bench. That's what we have to work with. Well, who's they? How do they know that she fell and try to retrieve a ball? Who's coming up with that stuff? Huh? What does that mean, Truth Sleuth, what you typed up there? That thing with the wrench and the face and the star and the... What do you mean I read cop theory? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Her friend said they never took the ball on walks anymore. Ah, jeez. Well, how do you know she didn't take one that day? Now, the river's pretty wide open right there. You know, all it is, you know, the school's down here, walked along the street right here. Yeah, basically this is what she did. Just like this. Walked along the road right there. And then after crossing, or just before, I can't remember now. Yeah, I think it was over. So crossed over this bridge here. Yeah, you have to cross over. And then right on the other side of the bridge, took this path that way. And then the path kind of looks like it might, I don't know if it kind of goes through here or it goes up here and cuts around. Do they have street view up there? No. Maybe from right here you could, C. No. And then she was just right here. The bench is right there. And her dog was loose with the harness on the ground. All right, everybody, we're getting into this mode again. Tonight's night we're trying to make up for the couple of the last few days here. So if you want to help support the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Without having been thrown in prison. Could it be like Sarah? Yeah, we covered that one too, Sarah Everard. I don't know, but I don't know what you mean. You mean a cop said he threw a ball into the water and she jumped in? You'd think there'd be CCTV all over the place. They got them under benches, in trees. Where's the ball if that's what... No, we don't know. I don't have any idea what the hell the ball is. Yeah, that doesn't matter. I mean, we already went over this article. Alright, well, I'll go over some of the stuff that Kubi just sent an email with this thing in it. Who is Paul? Paul Ansel is a long-term partner of missing Nicola, Bulley. The pair have been together for 12 years. Both Bulley and Ansel share a home in Inskip. Their family unit is completed by 2 daughters. Look at these stupid PC terms. CCTV images from the day Nicola Bulley went missing. Police call in witnesses to come forward. In this part it said, stretch of river where Nicola Bulley vanished is notoriously dangerous. The stretch of the river Wyre where Nicola Bulley may have vanished is notoriously dangerous, reports claim. The St. Michael Angling Association described the stretch of water as very dangerous, as its deepest close to where Nicola vanished. The river reaches a depth of 15 feet. A representative for the organization told the Times the combination of the depth and how cold it is at the time of year makes it very dangerous. I certainly could not want to fall in there, and I'm a very strong swimmer. Why are you sending me screenshots? I already have the picture. I don't need pictures of Google Earth. I've got it right here on the screen. Thanks. Whew. Wow. Let's see. People are like, "Ray, here's my Google Earth picture." Yeah, I have it on the screen. It's on the screen right now as we talk. Let's see. He continued, "I don't know how the police can say there's no evidence of a third-party involvement in this disappearance when they haven't actually checked. I think this is a mess, really." Peter said loads of people would have now trampled through the area, covering up any remaining tracks. Yeah. I mean, that's an option. You know, the abduction thing is definitely an option. There's just nothing pointing to an abduction at all. It's just she simply vanished at this point. No, she wanted me to... The person who sent me the Google Earth shot that we already said this is a caravan park, whatever that is. What's a caravan park? Oh, you mean like mobile homes or what? I don't think that means anything at all. It's just... So somebody, because they live in these kind of homes, they're killers now? Yeah. Yeah, looked pretty good to me. Alright, anyways, I gotta go use the restroom here. Oh, hey, wow, look at that. Hey, thanks, Amber Maiden. And Rita Schaefer, thank you very much. And probably tomorrow I'll check in with misty and see what's going on with some of these cases. Seems like there was some movement going on recently, so. Or DNA ones. I think they did take dogs out there. I saw them in the water even. What are you talking about, Sean? Nobody has any idea what you're talking about. You're just... Now, what do you mean I'm short? I'm 5'11". Is that short? Yeah, maybe it is. What does that even mean? Gray, you are short, LOL. I know who that is, though. That's the combination troll account. We have to hide that one. Good luck. Anybody notice the first two names on there, how they matched? Two mods that we had at one point. Interesting. What do you mean my camera moved? Oh. No, I'm not. That doesn't make me short. It means my head's huge. You gotta look at it like that. It doesn't mean I'm short. That's not a good way to... Just say, Gray, I can only see half your face. Which is good, right? Like, hold on. Ah, shit. Yeah, these things that balance on a monitor over here. Yeah, we'll just say that she just made a joke. Well, but it's interesting how the names of that person that's always making the jokes has the first name of two just absolutely bitter mods that go around the entire you know, just social media blasting over and over again because they were removed as mod. Listen, everybody, this is what I did. I had two moderators that decided to be moderators for another live streaming true crime YouTuber that was doing live streams at the same time that I was doing live streams. And I said, you can choose which one you want to go to. You can want to go to this wacko preacher guy, or you can come over to my, you stay on my channel. And they decided to go over there. They said, well, I shouldn't have to decide. No, you should. Because I want my mods to be, you know, if they are a mod on some other, you know, like, I mean, Chasing Truth, we share a couple mods or whatever. We're also partners on a channel, okay? But if they're like a moderator on Joe's Scuba Diving, and even if it was the same time as my show, I wouldn't care, okay? But don't you just think it's ludicrous for someone to complain and be upset that they aren't a mod because I didn't want them to be a mod here when they're on a mod on another channel? Okay? At the same time. I mean, just think about if you had your own business yourself, right? And you had, I don't know. Let's just say it was a food cart again. That's a good example. You have a food cart and there's somebody that's, I mean, you guys aren't employees or anything, but I'm just saying it's sort of similar, like you're, you know, you're moderators, you're the, so you're moderators, and then all of a sudden, you know, you know, the moderators are on your channel, they see what you're doing and everything. Then they go over and then they go to a different food cart while you're working. Like you're actually there, you know, they say, well, I'm not going to show up tonight because I want to go over and be on this other food cart. And it's just weird. I mean, it's weird that somebody would think that that would be okay to do. Okay, Jennifer. Well, you just happen to have two unfortunate names there. All right. Just letting you know. Yeah, some people don't care, but I care. Yeah. I mean, so why can't I care about that? You know, and I've seen this. I've seen people that were moderators that leave here and then go try to show the other channel and like, hey, do this and do this and do this and do this one and do this one, and that's all the things that I do on mine, and it's not really cool. It's not good. It's not something I want. Yeah, I remember that one. No, that's the one. That's one of them. Yeah. I haven't even seen anything anymore because I don't go over there. I decided to just. Oh, come on, pants. That's what a dumb comment. Jesus. I have to remove that. That's so dumb. I got to remove it. So, sorry. Yeah, and I don't even think it's wrong. I want to know how many of you, if you had your own true crime channel and you had moderators, and then during your own live streams, your moderators were working on, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, working, they were on another channel during your live streams. I mean, it's just not cool at all. No, it's not, Cindy J. It was a stupid comment. So, yeah. And the comment was, just so you can hear how dumb it was, she said, was Nicola vaccinated? She could have had a blood clot and fell in the river, no struggling. I'm so clever. I'm trying to point out how it's so ridiculously rare that you saying that just means you're an anti-vaxxer type. It's really dumb, you know. It's like, it's okay to be anti, you know, if you're not into vaccines or whatever like that, but to go try to sell your shit to other people just doesn't work, okay? The vaccines basically only are there to sort of imitate you being naturally, like you had gotten COVID yourself without being sick. It doesn't keep you from catching COVID like they originally thought it would. It just makes your body ability to fight it a hell of a lot better. That's it. Now, if you caught COVID and you got over it, then you're got the same type of protection. All right? Awesome. Yeah, but it's like, what are the odds that she had a blood clot? Just in general. And then to sort of throw it on to COVID. Give me a break. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my mods have to work particularly hard because the trolls like to show up here. So we're gonna need more information on this. My first guess of likelihood would be that she somehow fell into the water, was unable to get out or get help, and drowned. Okay? That would be the first thought. That's what the information available currently. Because something happened. I mean, don't we all agree that something happened quickly, likely right in this area right here? Since the dog collar and the dog and her phone were found right here, that something happened. It could be that something happened over here and her dog merely ran back here because maybe she floated downstream like this. And I mean, I don't know, because wouldn't he have just ran over like that? Is there a way to do that? Let me look. I mean, the dog would just have to jump over that fence, but it was right here running back and forth, and her phone was right over here. and so was the harness for the dog. So something happened really quickly, though. Like, no, I mean, not just within 10 minutes, instantaneously. That's the time window that they're looking at. And the reason I say that, again, is because there's a phone on a bench, a harness on the ground, and a loose dog. So that means she didn't have time to do anything to control the dog or anything like that. Doesn't that make sense to you? That something happened quickly? It was just boom. And then somehow the dog wasn't allowed to follow the kidnapper, if you believe that. So that's weird, right? Like the dog somehow wasn't allowed to follow the person being kidnapped. You guys aren't following along again, I can tell. Jesus. You know. It's okay, it's okay. Yeah. I know, but well, I was going to go up with what they were saying. I followed along finally. Yeah, 'cause it makes me the bad person because I even gave them a choice. I said, "Hey, you can stay here, no problem at all." Yeah. I don't know if she had boots on, did she? I didn't see that. Yeah, I don't think that those wouldn't fill up where you'd be sunk. This would be, if this got wet, that would be, it could be hard to deal with this type of jacket. You could see that getting wet and sticky and kind of hard to get out off just based on the material there. You don't know what wellies are, Zozo? I mean, you're always into the E's, you know, the little words with let's see, the wellies, the what's the one with the gas that always end? They all end in IES over there in Australia. No. They wouldn't come off straight away. I mean, I can't tell if those are just flip-flops or not. I mean, it's hard to... They look like shoes, but they're really narrow or something. I guess they are kind of like little boots type of thing, but they're tiny. They're not way up here. Wouldn't be enough weight. Hey, thanks, Scouting Dude, for another cup of joe. All right, you guys mind? I'm going to switch topics now. I don't have any more to say here. We're just kind of grasping it. We're gonna start talking about really weird shit here in a minute. You know, I just think it's most likely that she fell in the water and wasn't able to get somebody's attention for some reason and drowned because something happened really quick there. The second would be that maybe she was abducted, but then how did the dog... There's so many counters to every theory except the accidental one. So, there we go. Or I guess we could, I could do the other one tomorrow, the Delphi stuff, since it's already 2:23. Maybe we can continue to discuss this one. Hey Cindy, just let me do what I want to do. It's just, God. I don't know, it just seems like it'll take a while, and I can tell that it's really slowed down in here. So maybe I'll just do, like, if I do this one tomorrow, it might have some interest for people. It'd be like wasting a good topic, I guess. The canal is super quiet, and the time she was walking her dog, especially slippery. Do you live there, Casey? Slippery in bad weather because of the waterlogged walk pathway. I don't know. When you say waterlogged walked pathway, what do you mean? What does that mean, Melanie? What? With a question mark. You have to fill in the sentence so people know what you're talking about. Oh, wow, look at that. Mag is in the building. Okay. Yeah, well, I wasn't even in town until just today, so I was out of town. All right, well, maybe if I do it, it'll be a longer show again. All right, let's try to do it. I've been gone for a while. I could try to do it. All right, let's see. Oh, good, what? Now, there's a whole bunch of different things that you say. You put, like... Maybe it's just a Y at the end, like the telly or the... I can't remember. I didn't mean... servo isn't what I meant. Something else. I think all right, what I was going to talk about though tonight was, you know, when Richard Allen, we have that whole timeline that's out there, and Cheyenne, she got there at a specific time. Well, obviously everybody gets somewhere at a specific time, but it was I remember reading it was something like she got there around 2:50 or so, 2:55, and this girl named Cheyenne, and she walks out like onto the bridge and takes photographs going up and back. There's 3 photographs that I'm aware of that she took on the bridge, and at the time she was taking those photographs, Libby and Abby are likely already killed over here. So this person's walking on the bridge taking these photographs, not even knowing that there's somebody killed over there. We have the wind that day was blowing almost exactly in the direction of the crime scene from the bridge. That means that the killer, Richard Allen, could hear anything being said on the bridge really easily, but the people on the bridge wouldn't be able to hear almost anything if the girls were making noises over here, because the wind was going in the wrong direction. And I can tell you, just when I play golf, if you have a friend in front of you 20 feet and the wind's blowing towards them, or away towards me, they can't, let's see, towards them, they can't, actually if it's heading towards me, they can't hear anything I'm saying. But anything they say, it's really loud and clear, right? Like it's because the wind somehow affects sound. Not sure how or why, you know, but yeah, but you have a whole bunch of things that has IES at the end. Serial killer or just urban myth? Yeah. Yep. I haven't been able to get any of those images or anything you sent, Scouting Dude. You guys should send it again. Just use Gmail and just put them all in one file, and then it'll create its own. I mean, just one email. Just attach them to an email, and they'll make it over there. Well, there isn't a highway next to the bridge, but when you say a highway, I mean the bridge. You mean this street over here, 300 over here? Or are you talking about this highway next to this bridge? Because if you're way over here, you can't hear anything from the highway if you're on this bridge over here. Yeah. But I would imagine being over in this area would make it hard to hear. Yeah, at the beach, yeah. Alright, so these are the known photographs that this other person took that same day. Cheyenne did. And we'll do it again just so we can show it. But so this image right here this is my little model that I made in 3D Studio Max right here. Oh, really? Huh. So from the bridge, you could actually hear the freeway. That's crazy. I wonder if it's just the time of year. So that would make sense. Maybe because there's no leaves on the trees. You guys went there almost the same time of year. Yeah. Yeah, currently on the bridge they have it sealed off at a certain point, like not too far. You know, you can only go maybe halfway or way less than halfway. And they sealed off the rest of it. And it's weird how they kept waiting and waiting and waiting to do it. But anyways, in this program right here, I have this image set to north-south orientation right here. And then I put a bridge, a 3D physical bridge on the over the map, going right on the bridge there. So it's completely lined up perfectly. We got the north-south. Then I've got this sunlight system in here. And the sunlight system, let me get to, yeah, right here. If I go to setup here, I don't know if you can see it, but over here I have it set to, it's 207. So that's the picture. Remember the picture with Abby on the bridge? It's at 207. It's on February 13th, 2017, and -5 time zone, because that's what Delphi is. And then I have the exact coordinates put in here. And let's see if I typed in get location. And I wonder if Delphi, Indiana is even in here. Let's see. No. But you can see right here on the little square that I have it, I put in the latitude and longitude for Delphi, right? So that means the sun right here is hitting all the objects in the scene from the exact angle the sun would be on that day. Although it sort of feels like something, let's see, 207. I think this is wrong here. This should be 14. Because it's, there we go. Well, it's not too, you have to put military time in here. So it's 1407 minutes. And if you go down to, for example, like here's a character right here. Let me get the humanoid. And I put him on the track. It's just it's just any person. Don't worry about it if it's a guy or a girl. So the image of Abby was taken. Let's see, it would have been. There's 1, 2, 3. Her picture was taken about right in this area. So let me get to. Yeah, right here. So that'll be about right there. And then if I turn this camera around. Yeah, I mean, that's almost exactly where Abby would be standing. So if you take that picture, let's just say that was her. And see the shadow right there? How it kind of hits the side railing right there? So it doesn't go straight across. So she's standing here. And, well, it could. It's almost straight across. So the shadow's coming almost directly off of her right. That's why the right side of her face is lit up. The her whole right side, the shadow inside of there, the shadow's inside of there. But you can see right here, she's on this platform here, and then it appears to go almost straight up right there. And then this side of the shadow goes in the other side of that, and her head's just above that. So it's relatively close to just being coming in just from her right side. So I have it set up at 207. And let's just see what happens if we look through this camera and render. Make sure. Yep. I think I even set the camera up where it's wide the lens too. Oh, he's gonna have to put a different. I just figured out why it's really slow. Hold on. Let me move him over a little bit more. Just pretend that's Abby though, like she's about right there. All right. Yeah, so look how perfect that works. See that shadow on there? Like, just say that's the side rail, and these are obviously way too big. But look how the shadow goes right like that, and then up, and then across like that. And then you go back to this image, there it is, straight across, up, bang, just like that. Little different, little thinner. Okay. So you got that. So that was at 207. And you know, we even had the time that the killer was at the end of the bridge, pretty damn close when we did it with his shadow. Although his was hard to do because of, I mean, you have to watch the video to see it. But let's see. You could tell it wasn't much later. So you can see the shadow right there, killing inside these ones, right there. See? Right there, that dark thing. Yeah, right in that one. So it's almost going straight across. It's hard to see certainly though. It's hard to see for certain because they are... That is kind of interesting, though. I gotta say that you can actually hear the trucks from the bridge. Huh? Wow. It's not even that close. I mean, over here it's sort of close, you know. But, I mean, if you were measuring that, let's see. Yeah, it's a half mile away. That's pretty amazing. But it might be such, maybe the wind, if it was blowing in this direction, you could hear it really easily. And that's what it would have been that same day. So these people here would have heard the trucks and the wind and nothing coming from over here. Even if they were screaming, it wouldn't make it back that direction. Because I did check and the wind was blowing directly across. That's not the clearest one I have either. Alright, so then Cheyenne, the lady that was out there later, she got there, apparently she was there at something like, let me get rid of that. Between 3 and 4. I guess she uploaded at 3:55 or something, she said. Can't absolutely remember that, but this camera angle here shows you, we've done this before on the show here, but see how it shows, let me get this bigger for you guys. Down here, here's the bridge, and then down here, look at the shadow, how it comes off of this perpendicular pylon to the bridge, how it comes off at an angle. See how the shadow is separating as it goes along. This brick here, it gets wider and wider and wider and heads out in that direction. So that's when, you know, we don't know exactly what time because we don't have the time frames on our phone. But if you go back to 3D Studio Max and render this one out at 2:07, see how the shadow doesn't separate? It just barely separates at all, and it's going this direction. You can't see it great, but it's right there. There's the shadow, right? So what we were doing before is we would adjust the clock over and over again. Let me go back up to here and grab the... And maybe make that 13:07. So this would make it 3:07 or 1:07. No, I had 14. I need to be 15. I had 14:07. Okay, so 15:07 would be 3 o'clock. Okay. So if we render that, make sure that takes, and then we'll look at the shadow here. And see, that looks really close to what that was doing, doesn't it? See that? How it gets wider, 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 and then goes out. So I think that photograph was taken when she got there. She was just walking across the bridge and taking photographs. See? There it is. Maybe it could even be like 304 or something like that. So that one was probably, let's see what happens if we make it 3, how about like 330? What does that do? And I'm assuming the pylons holding up the bridge are perpendicular, which they should be, right? I mean, over time they may have adjusted somehow. See, that's too much there. And this one almost seems too much. So I'm going to go back to like 305. Try that. Yes, it's so close. Look at that. And that looks very similar to what it's doing right here. See? Alright. So we got that. And then there's another photograph. It's this one that she took. And it looks like you can see the shadow off of this. I mean, this thing's always been sort of weird. Right? Don't you guys think? I don't know if you're still out there, Ada and Truth Sleuth, but like that little railroad tie that was hammered into the bridge. You never saw it again, but there was like a railroad tie hammered in, and then there's a shadow straight off of it right there. So that photograph would have been taken, or it appears straight off of it. And see, that would make it earlier, though. That's what's kind of, I don't know. It's hard to, it's really difficult, to be honest with you, at an angle like this to tell exactly what angle that little shadow is right there. But it was there. And in this photograph, so I'll show you from above, that first one that we were looking at, that Cheyenne girl was standing on this platform, number 2 there. The image that we have of Abby's on platform 3. Then the photograph that we just saw a second ago with the railroad ties right here on the 5th platform. She's hovering out, and see that forked tree right there? That's the tree. All of these trees make up the forked tree, but that little image, keep in mind, just look at this right here. That little slight curve there, that branch, and that branch. And thanks, Cindy J up there. And then if you play the Delphi video, see back here? See the little bend in the tree, the curve, and there's the platform right there. There's the platform. You can see the platform right behind her. That's the one she's standing on in this picture right here. And it's weird too because the angles make things look closer and farther away. She's standing on the platform that you see behind the killer in the video. That's the forked tree, and there is a railroad tie. I can't tell for certain what time that is, what angle that shadow is on that one. However, somebody else shared another photograph. This is one from the same day. And this is one of the friend that was with her out there. And this is one that most people, haven't really seen this one. And this picture right here was taken on the bridge. And I think this is when they're walking off, because this is the end of the bridge is over there. There's the forked tree, the same one we were just looking at. See the tree with the bend. There's those little branches. The platform is right there. Her body's blocking platform 4, which is back there, just in the distance, right? And then if we open up this video, this is a video from Julie Melvin. Actually made a video for me at one point when she, had some normal days, I guess. And if you look at that, you can see that this right there, it's interesting too, because even in this shot, some of those little I don't know what those are, little nuts or whatever kind of tree that is. They didn't fall off. And they're right here in there. You've got that branch just right there. Those three, this one going up, boom, boom, boom. All of those are there. And so maybe we can try to figure out what time this one was. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could try to do that. Something new. Well, thanks, Scouting Dude. Thanks for your generous support. Thank you throughout the evening. Oh, I miss you up there, Paul Hallett. If I was the dog in Ron Logan's coat in Idaho, I would have barked, "It's a house!"
It's a house!
Would you really? Yep, they still got the Ron Logan people out there. And thanks, Ron Logan. Paul. Ron Logan. Thanks, Ron Logan. But it's kind of interesting to see another photo. So right now in this photograph right here, you know, Abby and Libby aren't even alive over there. They've already been killed just off to the side there. Yeah, so definitely in the same spot. And this one that's platform 3 right here. That's the same platform, and you can even see it in this photograph, by the way. See when you pan out, see how that one goes a little wider? It's starting, that one board is starting to go wider, and it's actually headed in, it's an actual board. That's because it's the same one. Oh, and that's pretty sweet. Look at that. I mean, if you're ever going to try to prove images, look at the video image. See right there, it has a little knot in it, and there's the knot, the 2 lines right there, right here. Can you see that? Matches that absolutely perfectly. So that picture was taken on platform 3, looking the other direction, ironically. I mean, that girl is almost exactly the same distance that Abby was from Libby when she took the photo, turning around the other direction. So, like, this image is taken on platform 3 too, turned around the other direction. Then this picture is the other side, except they're not on the platform, it's just right there, filming this person walking the other direction. So let's keep that one open and try to do the get rid of that. I'm going to put the same character, the human. I think that's right here, actually. So she's about right here. Turn around. Yeah, I gotta make that like a little wider angle. Ah, shoot. Alright, well, let's see. Maybe if we make it like 3... No, 320 or something. No. That's right, that's why I had that pipe on there. It makes it easy to do too. Wow, this is so slow. Why? I don't know. Yeah, so that one definitely isn't coming off straight across. So it almost feels like it's straight across from her. Let's see, that one. Then it goes up like that. And her head, her foot's about to be on this one. Her other foot's on back there, but it's more like her head should be centered right above like this one. So it looks very close to going straight across. And that's not even close to that. Can I move this around? Yeah. So there would be here, and it should go up right there. So it needs to be much earlier than that. Strangely. Yes, Cindy. Yes, Cindy. Yes, yes, yes. Whew. God. It's just let the show develop. You don't need to keep typing in every single. Weird. I know, you're just trying to guess. I know that's what you're doing. What time did she say? I gotta go back and read her notes again. I think she was there earlier than we thought. Because that's not even straight across. Huh. Let me look at the picture again. I'm gonna have to open up Photoshop here. Yeah. I mean, it does look almost, well, that is sort of interesting because her leg sort of does have an angle to it over here, but her left leg, that's kind of, maybe it is a little bit forward of it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to really make out because I don't think that's a shadow back here. That's just part of the wood. That's the inner side of the wood, right? Like this. That's right here. I don't know if you can even see what I'm pointing at there, but it's right in there. That little shadow part right there is basically like this. And it looks like her foot's just leaving that one. And then the shadow kept coming across, then it kind of jogs up a little bit right there. So it almost has that same look that the 3D Studio Max, but it seems like it's less than that for sure. Although the camera is a little different angle. Let me see if I can try to mimic the exact angle that this has. And also I wish I had the legs spread apart the same, but I don't. And the camera is a little bit more. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly when the other people were there. Because they were there right after. I mean, now it almost seems like they were even there sooner. No problem, Cindy, no problem. Yeah, I know a lot of people have gone on the bridge out there, the full bridge, everything. I never got to go on it before they put they blocked it. Oh, let me see something. Hell, Scouting Dude just went out there, but he didn't get to see the original how it was before. I think the rest of the stuff's the same. sure why this is taking it's so slow to render this. But this one is at, I don't know, definitely in the ballpark, but it's hard to actually know the precise angle. I'm just going to move him out of the scene. Those eyeballs. Forgot to put them into the... Yeah, so that looks pretty good right there. It's a little easier to see it that way too. So you got this one. It's not quite, but that's mainly on that one. Takes up the whole thing and then kind of goes over the other one. So that's sort of what that looks like. And we've got this one's at so that was at 305. I don't know. Yeah. So let me see what I have notes from her. From a long time ago. Let me see if I can find it. What she wrote. Yeah, it said, sorry to message you. I know you got something about Gray. I'm so over it though. The show. Let's just look through these and see what there's a time. So, yeah, her Snapchat was 2:07, and I arrived around 2:45. Okay, yeah, see. I think those images are from way earlier. She got there at 2:45. It only takes about 6 minutes to get to the bridge. So that'd be like 2:51, 2:52. And then she takes that first picture right around 3. And maybe her and her friend just kind of go a little bit. Well, they went all the way across though. So maybe the other picture was earlier. Or she went all the way across first and then came back. Because it only takes 5 or 6 minutes to walk across the bridge. It's pretty interesting though. Yeah, exactly. The area is very unique. Whoever did it had it pre-planned. Yeah, okay. Times where I wanted to rip people off. Da, da, da. Yeah, I'm only in 2, not really. They're talking about Facebook groups. They are my friends, but it took me way longer than 5 to 10 minutes to get across. Huh. So it took way longer than 5 or 10 minutes to get across. I don't know. Yeah, we thought about that a million times. Missed the girls being confronted by the guy by just minutes. Yeah. Yeah, by probably 40 minutes they were there. I'm thankful I didn't hear that. We could potentially walked up on someone and had the same thing happen. That's what I'm guessing. Yeah, look at that. They were talking about the wind. Wind, he could have heard any one of us. Probably spooked him. Just walked across the bridge and back. Do you recall what did you do between arriving at 3:49? See, it wasn't 3:49, it was 2:45. See, that's where there was a lot of miscommunication out there with people. She didn't get there. She got there at 2:45, not 3:45. What does that even mean, Brandon? Yeah, the 2:13 has nothing to do with what we're talking about. That's when the video started. Yeah, I was wondering how they got the sketch. I don't know, my Facebook. Yeah, and the murder sheet is out there telling people that the first sketch with the guy with the beard was because the lady that saw Muddy and Bloody, that she's the source. And Robert Ives told me that it was, they just made it based on the video. So, you know, I'll trust what he told me way over what any source that they were saying did. Oh, he's muddy and bloody. Oh, yeah, and this is what he looked like, so let's make a sketch. Yeah, okay. Driving by. And then, so here it's weird. It says, first picture was taken at 3:49. The couple was already on the bridge by the time I got there. But it wasn't. See? Also, did your friends go to the bridge or wait for you to arrive at 2:45 or 2:50? How are you? And then it says first picture was taken. I think she means 2:49 or something. I mean, I don't know where she's coming up with 3:49 there. She even said earlier that she got there at 2:45, and there's no way she took the photos at 3:49. I mean, that's an hour and 5 minutes later, and she'd already left. She uploaded her pictures apparently to Snapchat later when she got to the car, but the pictures were taken earlier. So, anyways, well, I stayed on extra time, went over that. I might add in their movements into my, you know, although I was making a video of the probable cause document. I wonder if I could put in the movements of, you know, at least, you know, Cheyenne, I guess. But I'm not really sure about that either. What do you mean more on this? We already, that's it. I've already used it for other things. All right, well, thank you to LM, Scouting Dude, Pink Panda, Vicky H, Candalee Woodward Stone, Maxine Van Dyke, Kim Berger, thank you so much for the double cat eye, Scouting Dude, Daniel White, Cold Truth, Brian Harmon, Bucolic Buffalo, Jamie, Scouting Dude, K-Me, Daniel White, Pam Cakes, Rhea Mazzarone, Wild Mountain Time. But it's Scouting Dude, if you're still out there, see if you can figure out a way to get me that email with where I can open it. It wouldn't let me get into that zip file that you said. Daniel White, Kami, Eugenie, Susie Clue, Taco Queen, Marathon, or Maratha 563, George Leonard, Joneson, became a new member, Texas Girl, Marilyn Russell, Cali Gal 3, Cindy J, The Mike D Experience.
I'm Mike D and I get respect.
Scouting Dude, Amanda Johnson, Scouting Dude, Allie Cake, Brianna 25, Kathy Freidenmaker, Run the World. Once I get those images, maybe I'll do a show and they can come on and talk about their experience out there. Run the World, Melanie, Tina Susser, Katja T, Kit Kat, Lori Will, Lumbridge, Miranda Lee, Olivia Dorado, let's see, Amiosa 35, a new member, Donna, Rita Schaefer, Amber Maiden, Rita Schaefer, Scouting Dude, Mag, good to see you, Mag, Scouting Dude, Jessica Shoebox, Cindy J, Scouting Dude again, and again, thanks, Scouting Dude, and Paul Hallett, if I was the dog in Ron Logan's coat in Idaho, I would have barked. It's a house. That's right. You put all the conspiracies together in one. Yeah, let's see here. She's probably saying that because there's a weird pocket of Indiana. I don't even know what you're talking about. Who said what? You gotta put in full sentences, you guys. I don't even have any idea what you're talking about. Gray Hughes, she's probably saying that because there's weird pocket of Indiana, just a few countries or counties over, that doesn't follow daylight savings time and it's in another time zone. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Who are you referring to? What was I saying? I have no idea. I know exactly what time zone that is. It's -5 UTC. Oh, you're talking about Cheyenne. Why is she saying that? That she drove from a different time. She said 2:45. Come on, you guys. Type in full sentences. You know, especially if you want me to respond, because I don't have any idea 90% of the time. Because not only are you responding 20 seconds or so after I said it, and sometimes way longer if you're on rewind, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's the same way with every single YouTuber. They just don't tell you. They sit there and pretend that they, oh, yeah, good point, yeah, good point. You know, the reality is it's the same for all of us. So try to be more like, if you have a question or something, type in the full sentence. Huh? What does that mean, Melanie? See? What does that mean? All right. Well, anyways, thank you very much. And then there was a couple of... Oh, there was Sack and Fox Nanny on Cash App. Thank you. Put that in the for the spins. Got you in there for the spins. Then there was also Simple Life Days and LGM on PayPal there. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for being here, and hopefully we can get those images that Scouting Dude and Adniram, the love connection, made right here on Gray Hughes Investigates. Yeah, we know Melanie. We know Melanie, but I'm not an earthquake channel, so you'll have to go, you know, watch the earthquake channels and get on top of that one. I got to get out of here. Been a long, you know, when you go out with your friends on the weekends, you're staying up too late and have too many drinks, and you know, it's just, I'm tired. But I did make it home today at around 1 or 2, and then spent the rest of the time getting ready for the show at 5:30. So I hope you guys liked the show. I thought it was pretty interesting. We got that's an interesting case. The Bulley, Nicola Bulley. I think it's an interesting one. You know, it's interesting just because they haven't found any trace of her yet. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. All right, you guys. We'll see you later, and thank you for being here. I'm going to do a... I'm going to spin for a Wow Just Wow mug. How about, you guys want Wow Just Wow or a notebook? What do you want? Wow Just Wow or a notebook? Come on. Everybody wants the mug. Okay. Wow, just wow. Yeah, I'm not doing it. What do you mean it's a house? What are you talking about? Those are like the premium mugs. This is just kind of a, you know. I decided I gave out like way too many items on different shows, you know. I think one item a show is good. And whether it's a really high-end item or another item, well, that's the difference. But we try to give out something every show. So here comes the... Where's the wheel?
Hey, Gray, what about me? You forgot about me tonight.
Oh, I didn't forget about you. I didn't forget about you.
So you intentionally didn't talk to me, Gee?
I guess so, Mary Lou. I guess so. Here we go. Here it is. For the Wow Just Wow. Oh, look at that. Sack and Fox Nanny. Right at the end. But Scouting Dude, send me an email. I'll send you a mug if you for getting all those videos and images, all right? And the other stuff that you sent. How's that sound? Sound good? All right, cool. Anyways, thanks everybody for being here tonight, supporting the channel. It always sucks when I go on my vacation and I'm not doing the shows. Feels awkward. Like going to not being able to go to bed with your wife at night, right? Like you're out of town or she's on vacation or something with her friends or whatever, right? That's what it feels like. Hey, it's not the same. I'm not doing my show. You must be on rewind, Mick Ramblin' on. I don't think that's why she was off. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And, as I always say... Oh, thanks, KK. As I always say, everybody, until next time... Be safe out there. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and a 6... Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person.
Not even one, Gray.
Crime Dissector. Not even one, Mary. Click reject. Not even one. certified human lie detector. Gonna get you on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm neater than a spectre with a vector. On inspector with a respect, y'all. Just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm a pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Wow.
Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody?
Wow. Okay, all right, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And until next time, be safe out there. Good night, Jessica Schubach. Not sure what your face is for. What I do?
Did you hear what I said?
Huh? It's a house.
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp. 5 brain cells, 4 aren't working.